Good morning, my friends. It is Monday, and I am going to attempt, I always say attempt because you never know what's going to happen, to take you along in a full day of eating and just what we're doing today. All the babies are fed, and then while I eat my breakfast, I let them watch one episode of a show of their choosing, which is either usually Mickey Mouse Clubhouse or Spidey and Friends or Dinosaur Train. So they're allowed to watch one episode while I'm having my breakfast and cleaning up from their breakfast. So that's what's going on now. I will turn you around and show you my breakfast. We have a busy day today. We are decorating Easter eggs. We are dyeing Easter eggs. I want to show you that fun method that I use with them. And it's messy, but it's not cups of open dye messy. So if you know, you know. So I'm going to turn you around. I'm going to show you what I'm eating for breakfast, and we're going to get on with our day. This morning, I have one of my favorite oatmeal bowls. It is the Chunky Monkey oatmeal bowl. I have a half a cup of old-fashioned oats that I cook in 1 cup of water with a splash of vanilla, a dash of salt, and I have a half a banana that I cook in with the oats. I am allergic to raw bananas, but if it's cooked, I'm okay. So that's why I throw the banana in there and cook it in with the oats. Whereas when I give this to Doug, I generally just slice the banana on top. But for me, this works. I also have 18 grams of Trader Joe's organic peanut butter, 10 grams of chopped walnuts, half a tablespoon of brown sugar, and 1 tablespoon of 1% milk. Points and calories will be on the screen. I am going to go enjoy this breakfast. Okay, we are getting ready to dye our Easter eggs. So I have a dozen eggs here that are hard boiled. I just have them sitting in some vinegar. You can just leave them sit in vinegar for like 10 minutes. This is a really shallow bowl, so I just keep turning them. You do not have to do that step. It just makes the colors a little more vibrant. And then I have 4 plates, because we have 4 colors, with the whipped topping. It's like Cool Whip, Aldi brand of Cool Whip on there. This way it is safe for the kids if they put it in their mouth. It's safe for the food to be on the food. You can also do this with shaving cream, but it is not recommended that you actually eat the eggs if you do it with shaving cream, because the shells of the eggs are porous and it can leach in, and we don't want that. So I've got my 4 plates with 4 big old, it was just 1 tub. I just divided it by 4 and stuck them on there. And I have my food coloring. This is the Watkins, no artificial dyes. It is definitely not as vibrant as, say, regular food dye, but I do have some regular food dye. If the colors are not vibrant, I might throw that in, because it's not like you're eating the shells, so all good. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to drop some food dye on there, swirl it around, and, well, we'll show you the process. I just wanted to show you what you need to do this. Okay, so I have my 4 plates. I am just going to drop on, oh my goodness, it's loud here, some food coloring. And then we're just going to take our spoon and just swirl it around. You want to have some of the white still in there because you want a swirly effect. And you definitely want to overuse the dye. And then just do it for all the colors that you have. And then just do all your colors. See, this one's not, once you swirl this one, the blue is not quite as vibrant. So I might add some of the traditional dye into that one. There we go. And then we'll do the other colors, and then we'll start dyeing them. Okay, I'm not sure what happened with the red one, but it looks like the Cool Whip kind of broke. I don't know if it was something in the natural dye. The red is made with beetroot powder. So maybe there's something in there that doesn't agree with dairy. I'm not sure. But I just wanted to show you with an extra egg real quick before the babies get in here how to do this. So you just have your egg that was soaking. You just put it in there and you just start twirling it around. This is the great thing. The babies can just play in it and twirl it around. Bury the egg in it. Get their hands in there. Yes, it's messy on their hands, but you don't have a whole big cup of dye out that they could possibly spill. And then after they're done rolling it around, you just take it. Take as much of the Cool Whip off as you can because you want to keep using it. And then you leave some of it on and you just place it. I'm using a cooling rack and just placing it there, and you let it sit for as long as you want. As long as you're comfortable leaving the eggs out. You can let it sit 10 minutes, you can let it sit a half an hour. The longer it sits, the more vibrant the color will be, the deeper the color will be. Then when it's done sitting, you either can wipe it off or put it in water. We generally just wipe it off. And that's all there is to it. They have a great time doing it. So I wanted to do that red one to see if this was gonna be okay or not. But now they're getting antsy and it's time to get them in here. All around, Jack, turn it over. Get all the sides covered. Good job. Go ahead, Finn. Turn it over. Get all the sides covered. Roll it, roll it, roll it. Keep going. Go ahead, Bo. Oh, good job, Bo. Bo's getting in there. Yeah, that's perfect, Bo. Go ahead, keep doing it, Jack. Get it nice and yellow. Keep going. Be careful. Don't forget they're eggs. We don't want to crack them. And yes, this tablecloth is our craft tablecloth. That's why it looks like it does, my friends. Okay, we'll have to see the final result. Okay, there we go. So now the eggs are just gonna sit there for a little bit with all the Cool Whip dye on them. And then once I think they're good, we will wipe all the Cool Whip off and we will have our dyed eggs. Let me tell you, they had a really good time, and honestly, it wasn't too messy. Okay, here are the eggs sitting. This is what they look like. We are getting ready now to wipe all the extra Cool Whip off. I don't like to rinse them like a lot of the directions say because I think you rinse the color off. So we're just going to use some paper towels or some kitchen towels, or rags, I should say, because I don't want to ruin my kitchen towels, and wipe all the Cool Whip off, and we'll see what we have. Okay, so what I'm going to do, we're just going to take a rag, take an egg, and just wipe off the Cool Whip. And there you go. You have a beautifully dyed egg. Ta-da! That's all there is to it. We'll save that one for the blue. We'll do a yellow one. And then come over here and look. And then we'll do a red. These are Jack's right now that we're doing. I just want to do one of each color so you guys can see it. Last time I let the babies do this part, all of the eggs ended up cracked and broken because they squeezed them too hard. Check out that. And then a green one. So they turned out really cool. I'm very impressed with the natural dye. This one, we got some blue on it too. That looks really pretty. A little bit of swirl there. So there you have it. That is how you dye eggs with Cool Whip. And there are the beautiful masterpieces. I think I have some budding artists on my hands. Okay, all the little guys are down, so I am gonna have a little bit of lunch. I have a picky plate today. I have a hard-boiled egg. I have some cucumbers. I have some of the chicken salad that I prepped yesterday, and I have some crackers that I had made. And I have some, a third of a cup of cottage cheese. This is the Nancy's probiotic cottage cheese. And I have some home canned peaches. This is one of the eggs I bought at the store for the babies. That's why it looks a little different than you're normally used to seeing with my eggs. It's a lot lighter. But I had, there were a couple that cracked while they were hard boiling. So I peeled one of those and used it for my lunch today. So there is my lunch. Okay, friends, we are going to start dinner. So in my cast iron skillet, you can use, you know, whatever kind of pan you want. I have 1 tablespoon of butter and 1 tablespoon of olive oil. Melt it and heat it. And then I'm going to take my salmon, which I patted dry and seasoned with salt and pepper. Couldn't even remember what it was called. And now I'm just going to place it down in the pan, skin side up to start. And we are going to cook it approximately 6 to 7 minutes, so like 3 to 4 minutes per side. Some of these are definitely a little thicker, so we're just going to have to kind of adjust. It does not have to cook all the way through because it will sit in the sauce at the end. So I'm going to let this go undisturbed for about 3 to 4 minutes and then flip it. Okay, we are going to flip the fish. And cook it on the other side for about the same amount of time. The one piece is super thick as a bone, so that I may keep that in a little bit longer, we'll see, but I'm going to go another 4 minutes on that. Okay, so the salmon is done, sort of. I say sort of because it still needs to cook a little bit, but we will do that while it's cooking in the sauce. And the skin is definitely sticking to the pan. I'm generally a grilled salmon girl, but oh yep, there goes the skin. That's okay. We take the skin off anyway. Okay, we're going to take the salmon out and let it sit. This is a new recipe. I've never made it before, so. Now, the next step of the recipe calls for sun-dried tomatoes in oil. I am out of sun-dried tomatoes. Thought I had some. So I'm just going to throw in some regular chopped tomatoes. It's about 5 cherry tomatoes. Give them a quick stir. Let those cook a little bit, and then I'm going to add in 2 cloves of garlic. Give that a quick stir until it gets fragrant, just about 30 seconds. Garlic burns very fast. Probably could have used more tomatoes, but that's okay. Then I'm going to add in a 1/2 cup of white wine to deglaze the pan. If you don't want to use wine, you can use chicken broth, but it will change the flavor of the sauce. And then we're going to let that go until the liquid reduces by about half. I'm going to just crank it up a little bit. There we go. Oh, no, too much. And we're going to let that go just a few minutes. Okay, the liquid is reduced by about half. So now I'm going to add in 1 cup of half and half. This is regular half and half. You can reduce the points and calories by using fat-free. And then I'm going to add in Parmesan. Now, the original recipe called for 50 grams. This is 40, and I stopped at 40 because it seemed like a lot. Maybe it is, maybe it's not, but it seemed like it. So we are just gonna stir this all in. And we're gonna keep stirring it over a medium-low heat just until the cheese is all melted, which is not gonna take long. And the wine and tomatoes, I broke the sauce. I had it too hot. Darn it, that'll be okay. Don't break your sauce. I broke the sauce because it was too hot and I added the cream and the cream curdled a little bit. It will still taste absolutely fine. It just doesn't look as pretty. I should have tempered the cream and I did not. I should have taken a little bit of the wine. Actually, it's not too bad. But I should have taken a little bit of the wine and put it in the cream to warm up the cream a little bit. And I was lazy. Okay, now we're gonna add our spinach in. It calls for 30 grams of spinach. This is 50, because that's what I grabbed. And we are just gonna let that cook until it completely cooks down and wilts. Yeah, that sauce is definitely broken. Oh well, it's real life around here, my friends. You know that. I don't practice before I do. And sometimes I make mistakes like this. I know better. I knew I should have tempered that cream. But I didn't, because I'm watching the clock and I know that Doug's gonna be home soon and I have to go out to a meeting and yeah. Okay, so now I'm going to just put our salmon back in, and I am going to put a lid on this, and I am just going to let the salmon continue to cook through until it's done, and until all the sauce flavors meld. I'm just gonna spoon a little bit of the sauce on the top so we can get it going from both directions. And you know, I'm looking at this sauce going, oh, that's thin. I need to thicken that. You know I'm probably gonna thicken it, right? You know, if you know me and watch my channel, you know I'm gonna mix up a little water and arrowroot powder and thicken this sauce up. You were probably saying that before I said it. I'm gonna turn this down to low and put a lid on it and let it go for a few minutes. Okay, there is our beautiful Tuscan salmon with Parmesan sauce. And yes, I did thicken it just a little bit, because you know, you knew I was going to. Just a little bit. So I'm gonna let that sit while I wait for the broccoli and the rice to get done, and then we are gonna eat, so I will show it to you on the plate. As usual, I started eating. This is dinner. This is the Tuscan salmon with Parmesan sauce, some steamed broccoli, and some rice pilaf. That's 3/4 cup of rice pilaf, cup of broccoli, and 1 piece of the salmon. Okay, I look like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. My nose has been running all day. I think I'm getting a little bit of a sinusy thing going on here, so I need to work on that. That dinner was delicious. It was really good, and it came together so fast. Like 15 minutes, start to finish. It was awesome. Definitely recommend that. It is definitely going in our salmon rotation. But now, I need to make myself look a little presentable, brush my teeth, and get out of here. I have a meeting at church tonight for St. Vincent de Paul Society. And then I think I'm going to go to the grocery store and do my Easter grocery shopping, especially for the stuff for the candy, because that's getting done. I really don't need a lot for Easter dinner. I just need a lot for the candy. Not even a lot. I mean, I need candy to make the candy. Yeah, I need Rolos and caramels, because I was going to make my own caramel sauce, but caramel's a finicky thing, my friends, and sometimes it comes out great, sometimes it doesn't. I am taking the easy way out. So, yeah, I am. So I will probably chat with you a little bit later.
Welcome, friends. Joan's in a meeting, so I'm your guest vlogger again. Just want to show you what we're doing for our potatoes in the garden. You can see here, I've got my trench dug about about 8 inches deep. Let me flip you around, it'll be easier. All right, it's about 8 inches deep, shovel wide. I've got one trench dug. I'm probably gonna dig another one a couple feet away because I've got a lot of potatoes to plant. Here's one of my smart chickens out here getting all the worms that I dig up. But I'm gonna put the potatoes in there, space them probably about 6 inches apart or so, and then cover them up with about 4 inches of soil and let them grow. All right, I got my potatoes placed. Actually, the package said the minimum you can put them together or apart is 8 inches, so I got them spaced 8 inches apart. Now I'm going to cover them up. And now they're all covered up by about 4 inches of soil. And it's getting dark. I don't know if I'm going to get the next trench dug tonight or not.
Well, friends, it is the next morning. I never closed out the vlog last night. By the time I got home from my meeting at church, I was talking to Doug, and then I just went to bed. I have a head cold, so I am just like, meh. And I did test. It is not, you know, I did take a test because I certainly wouldn't want to be around anyone if that's what it was. And it was clearly negative, so it's just a head cold. And I'm not surprised because my little ones have been sick, so... I can feel my sinuses. I can just feel my face is puffy. My sinuses are puffy. And my nose looks like Rudolph. So I'm going to take it easy today. But I just wanted to come on and say good night, goodbye, good day, good whatever, since I did not close it out last night. And neither did Doug. But he vlogged a little bit for me. So anyway, that is it, my friends. I will catch you hopefully tomorrow for weigh-in. Have a great day, and I will see you soon.